All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keyboard Warriors presented by CrossFitMMA.com. My name is Eddie Law, and with me tonight, Fred Kirby and Aaron Robbins is out there bowling with old people, man. So what's up, dude?
What's up, brother?
Same old man. Except Aaron's bowling with old dudes, and they're slow as fuck, according to him. So while he's out bowling, we're gonna talk some MMA here. Kicking off with this last week, we had 3 events: World Series of Fighting and Bellator, both on Friday night. Let's talk about World Series of Fighting. One night tournament, lightweight winner. Whoa, hold up, fucking.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay.
Very professional show.
Hey, what the fuck? Here's what happens when having 2 computers and one of them's a Windows. It's fucking horseshit. Anyway, my bad. So one night tournament, 8 fighters, and they were basically all fighting for a chance to fight Justin Gaethje for the title, and it turned into sort of a mess. For example, the winner was Brian Foster, but this guy lost his first fight in the tournament by heel hook. Mike Ricci won his by head kick, but said head kick busted his foot. He couldn't fight anymore. So they brought Brian Foster back to replace him. He knocks out Palomino, and then he knocks out Joao Ceferino, and now he gets to fight. So before we started the show, you were talking about how the tournament's old. It worked back in the day, but it's kind of, in modern day MMA, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's a horrible idea, man. I know Scott Coker and them were talking about doing some shit like that in Bellator, but it's a horrible idea trying to do like the tournament, the one night tournament format, you know what I'm saying, in modern day MMA. It just doesn't work because somebody's bound to get hurt. There's too many shit that can go wrong, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who heel hooked Brian Foster in the first fight?
What is his name? In fact, the guy that he beat in the finals is the guy that heel hooked him.
Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? That's why this is fucking ridiculous, man. These one night tournaments are fucking horrendously stupid, and it makes sense that WSOF would do something like this. As much as fucking it's nice to have different organizations around, they're always fucking trying to pull some shit like this. And how much longer do you really think fucking WSOF is going to last with shit like this? I mean, I didn't even care to tune into that shit, to be honest with you, but like, I'm glad I didn't. Now look at what happened. Brian Foster, who lost his first fight, ends up fucking winning the whole thing and getting a shot at the belt. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Here's the thing about that too. It's to me, it's just like you were saying, the injuries. I mean, we have fighters pull out of fights weeks in advance now. You know what I mean? Out of one night fight, just one fight they have that night. I mean, you can have a tournament with 8 guys, and the guy that's supposed to be in the final gets hurt, and you bring in a guy that lost. It was a fucking headache just reading it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? So, let's talk about, like, World Series of Fighting has their thing. Bellator has their thing, circus fights. World Series of Fighting is trying to get their niche kind of right in the world of MMA because everyone else has taken everything else. They're trying to keep these tournaments alive, but just like you were saying, how long before it just fucks them over?
Well, and I mean, now what? We got who? Brian Foster is going to fight Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, pretty much. I think
I know in MMA you can never say never. You just seen Holly Holm fucking starch Ronda Rousey. Anything's possible, but come on, man. Brian Foster ain't got nothing for Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje should be heading to the UFC. Listen, Mike Ricci was in that tournament, right?
Yeah,
and he got his foot hurt and was unable to continue, right?
Exactly. That's Brian Foster replaced him.
That's who they wanted to win this fucking tournament. That's who they probably really need to fight Justin Gaethje. And now look what's going to happen. He's not going to get to fight him. They should have just made that fucking fight. Fuck the tournament. Let Brian Foster fight somebody else. Let Mike Ricci fight fucking Justin Gaethje if he's going to be stuck in WSOF. Now look what you did. You got a fight that nobody wants to see. They seen this dude get heel hooked in the first fight of the tournament. It completely kills all the legitimacy for that title fight now. It's fucked.
Pretty much, man. So yeah, it wasn't a great event. I mean, Andy's tweeting over saying that the tournament was good.
Enough with the tournament was good. Of course he would think that. On what fucking level? Stop.
I don't know. I thought it was garbage, but still.
So before we get off of WSOF, fuck it.
Yeah.
He was talking about some shit before we went live. Mr. The cat that runs it. He's in a little bit of deep water. A little bit. You heard or what?
Yeah. I mean, the people were talking about. Let me pull up the dude that was talking about it. Okay, so Ali Abdelaziz, I think he's a matchmaker for World Series of Fighting. Turns out, and a writer actually put out an email that he sent a fighter for like basically a contract. Basically, it said, I think it was one of his fighters that he was managing, because of course everyone knows, and you were talking about before we started, Ali was a manager, right?
Yeah.
So he was saying, okay, you know, come to World Series of Fighting. You give me 50% off the top of your purse, and then you can have a contract with World Series of Fighting. And the contracts were ridiculous. Now I'm for sure gonna pull up the fucking tweet. It was just what the fuck.
You gotta hand it to him. Making money through the front door and the back door.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of things going on with this guy. Like there's a lot of rumors about him, like with some really super shady shit that nobody has really, what do you call it? What's the word? Whatever. No one's fucking like actually found like proof of, right?
Really shady just shit. Like a bunch of rumors and shit.
Yeah, but it's fucked up. So anyway, so he put up, okay, so this is email. It says, it's from Ali Abdelaziz to a fighter. I'm assuming everything's blocked out, you know, to fucking protect the innocent. Right. And the email says, attached is a confidential agreement from the fight organization for the name back to me. The breakdown of the contract is as follows. First fight, 15 to show, 15 to win, as in 15,000. Second fight, 25 to show, 25 to win. That's a nice little 10 grand jump, right? Check out the fucking contract for the third fight. Third fight, 250K to show and 250K to or 550K to win. Does that sound like a World Series of Fighting contract to you? Because listen, as per our phone call, the agreement is I receive 15% of the purse, which will be automatically deducted from whoever's purse. Your company will receive 5%, which will directly get to you. You will get his sponsors, and obviously you will get him his sponsors. Obviously, keep the percentage of the charge. So this email is actually to a sponsor or a manager, something like that. It's really shady shit. But he wants 15% of a purse. First of all, 100% that whoever that fighter is doesn't make it to the third fight, right? They're not going to make that 250K.
Well, yeah, there's no way. That's I don't know. That's some shady ass shit right there, Jack. If all this comes to be true, then that's probably going to end up biting them in the ass, and WSOF will end up folding faster than they would have anyways. Let me ask you a quick question before we get off of this shit. Do you think there's even any room in the market of MMA right now for a third tier? Do we need the World Series of Fighting? Can we just like strip them for parts and send them to the UFC or Bellator? Seriously, like what is the reason for having them? We got Legacy. We got Jungle Fight. You know, there are all kinds of major, so to speak, regional promotions where we're going to get our talent from. Do we need a third option for our like MMA on TV type shit?
As far as fans go, do we need it? No, it's nice to have it. Look, they get lucky. I've been lucky enough to be there for both the Gaethje Palomino fights, right? And those were fucking amazing fights. They were great fights. But other than that, what else has World Series of Fighting done? You know what I mean? Like Pajares, you know, Jake Shields, and now they're gonna put boring guy against boring guy when they put Jake Shields against John Fitch. That's their fucking claim to fame. You know, it's just a third option, but I mean, it's nice to have, but need it? Nah, no way.
Right. I guess that's my point a little bit. You know, Paul Harris, Jake Shields, all those guys would have either ended up in Bellator or Jungle Fight or Legacy, and they would have either fought their way back up or, you know, fluttered into obscurity where they belong. WSOF feels like they're trying to fill a weird void that doesn't really need to be filled, to be honest with you. Like if you want to watch something that low tier or regional, get UFC Fight Pass, man. What they got Pancrase now, right? Like they got all kinds of shit on there. There's all kinds of ways to find up and coming talent without blowing fucking, you know, tons of money and shit on like TV spots. It just feels like it's pointless and never going to make it. So it is what it is.
And look, there was a graphic someone put up or a GIF, whatever it is, of Ray Cephal and Ali in front of a fucking little fireplace, and they're shoveling dollars into the fireplace and they're burning the shit, basically symbolizing you know, what they're doing with World Series of Fighting. I seriously look, there's been rumors forever that they're running out of money, that they're hurting real bad. I 100% believe it. 100% believe it. I don't see how they can keep that organization afloat on the shows they're doing.
How the fuck would they possibly be making money? They got the worst time slots ever on a gnarly channel with not that great a talent. I mean, of course they're not making money. There's no way. Bellator probably ain't making much money, truth be told. And fuck it, might as well go ahead and segue to that. There was a Bellator event Friday too, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't that great. Look, out of the entire card, look.
I would say, speaking of Bellator not making money.
Look, and here's the thing, they put out the numbers for viewers. It said like it peaked at like 800,000. I'm not buying it. I think it's horseshit. But look, the main event was Melvin Manhoef against Hisaki Kato, whatever his name is. Manhoef knocked him out in the first round, expected basically. But the co-main event was really the reason people tuned in to watch. I think Bubba Jenkins has some kind of hype to him, and all he did was basically lay on top of Jordan Parsons for 3 rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you guys didn't watch Bellator, you didn't miss shit. I promise that right now, you didn't miss anything.
It's funny. Bubba Jenkins, he did hurt Homeboy with a punch at one point during the fight, right?
Yeah, but after that, just sat on him, right?
Well, no, it's funny because he hurt him with that punch, and then he swarmed him, and he like didn't finish him. And I tweeted out, I'm like, man, Bubba Jenkins couldn't finish a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Oh, dude, yes.
And he had tweeted back at me like later on that night, like, yeah, but I'd be killing them Cocoa Krispies.
Dude,
so,
hey,
you know what? I fuck with Bubba Jenkins. Listen, he does need to get his killer instinct up, but I appreciate his sense of humor.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. That fellow were laughing. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Bubba Jenkins came back. You got to appreciate that shit. That guy, the guy knows. He knows.
Right, exactly. Listen, he's, if I'm not mistaken, he was like either a really heavily credentialed collegiate wrestler or an Olympic wrestler, maybe even. I know he's a really, really good wrestler. Mm-hmm. So it takes a little while for those guys to really transition to MMA sometimes, man. I think he'll be interesting. He had a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Because of how credentialed he was with wrestling. So we'll see. I think he won like his first, has he got like 1 loss or something maybe?
He's got 2.
Oh, okay. Shit. Well, maybe.
But here's the thing. He had 4 wins in a row to start off his pro career, lost 1, another 4 in a row, and then lost another one. Now he's got 2 in a row. And,
kid's got
solid prospect.
Yeah, kid's got potential. And then Melvin Manhoef, just for the record, before we jump from that little shitty-ass Bellator event, was low-key getting his ass whooped in that fight before he lands that one big fucking, what was it, a left hook or something?
Yeah, and he just popped that dude. Fucking Kato went out.
One time, Jack. And I will give Melvin this. First off, I'll say, Melvin don't really need to be fighting no more. Because he was low-key getting his ass lit up before that. But you got to hand Melvin Manhoef this. If that motherfucker hits you, you are curtains. He
100%.
Extremely hard. It only took him 1 good shot, and that fight was fucking over, Jack.
Yeah, and Mike Drops tweeting over saying Jenkins almost knocked him out with a kick. And that's what it was. Yep, this is what. Hey, you know what, Bubba? You do need to step up your game. He's a very talented kid, but he needs to step up that finishing ability because he had him hurt. He could have snuffed him right on out, but he played it safe. Yeah, and then let's talk about one more guy, man. Houston Alexander's still fighting, and he got TKO'd that night against
the Bellator card.
Yeah, against Guilherme Viana. But Houston Alexander's fucking 43 years old, dude. He's
look, man, I can't hate on Houston Alexander. The man's got to get a paycheck. He's old enough at this point. Hey, if Bellator's still willing to pay him, he's still riding that. Didn't he lose to Kimbo Slice?
Yep.
That's his claim to fame.
I think he fucking lost to him. Here it is. Kevin Ferguson at the Tough Finale. That's right.
Yep.
In 2009.
That's Kimbo's most legitimate MMA win.
I'll tell you what, that's fucking right. Because the last one he had was a fucking fake ass fight. So I don't give a shit what anyone says. People get mad when I say that shit. Especially Ken Sherman gets all fucking pissed off and whatnot. But no, fuck that. It was fake as shit. Anyway, moving on. Talk about the other card, the last card of the weekend on Saturday night. UFC Fight Night, Monterrey, Mexico, headlined by Neil Magny against Kelvin Gastelum. What did I say was going to happen? I said it was a bad matchup for Kelvin. However, Kelvin surprised me because the reason I said it was a bad matchup is because Kelvin's got no gas tank. Turns out, good old Kelvin came up with a fucking gas tank, right?
Yeah, so, you know what? I gotta say, man, I'm gonna be the bitter old fucking Nancy of this conversation. I fucking hated this card, man.
Yeah, did really?
I did not really love this card at all.
Yeah.
I am not. It's very well noted. I'm not a big Neil Magny fan. I don't know what it is about the fucking guy. I just can't get into watching him fight. He's obviously very talented. He beat some of the top guys in the world, but you know. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck, man. It's hard to watch the dude fight. And Kelvin Gastelum, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of getting the train road because he's Mexican, to be honest with you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for that card.
Yeah, and he I don't know, man. I feel like he should have steamrolled Magny. He was supposed to fight Matt Brown on this card, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just overvaluing Matt Brown or totally undervaluing Neil Magny. But I feel like with the performance he put on against Magny, he would have got that ass whooped against Matt Brown.
I think so too.
Had a rude awakening of where he actually belongs in this division. I like Kelvin, but I did not like what I seen from him that night. I mean, he was the guy that they wanted to win. And now what do we get stuck with? This cute cocksucker Neil Magny with another win. What are we going to do with this fucking guy? Can we please just give Neil Magny somebody that can – I love you, Neil, but I just want to see you get fucked up one good time. So I don't want to see you at the top of cards no more, man.
Hey, he's the top 10. He's top 10 ranked now. He's going to be co-main shit.
And he deserves it. And he does deserve it, man. I'm just – hey, man, you can't win them all. I'm not a fan, dog. I just don't love watching the dude fight. But he deserves a top guy, man. He fucking wins. Oh, yeah. Most of the times when he fights, whether I like it or not, he's fucking talented.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this fight is you know, people were saying it's the last second fight or whatever. Nah, this dude's training year round. But let's talk about the other fight on there that was actually a lot of fun. Ricardo Lamas against Diego Sanchez. First of all, how much does Diego Sanchez have left? I mean, god damn, dude.
Nothing.
Like, I don't even know he had that much blood in his body fucking to spill some more fucking shit in this fight. But Ricardo Lamas, I think Ricardo Lamas played it safe. But there was times where Diego would be like, come on, trying to get him into a brawl. And Ricardo's like, fuck that, dude. I'm not stupid. Fuck yourself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I see both sides of the coin on this one. That's a smart decision by Ricardo Lamas to not get dragged into Diego's fight. But quite frankly, it made it kind of shitty. I wanted to see him. I guess I wanted to see him get into a firefight and either starch Diego or give the cute little prick a chance. Mm-hmm. It's no fun watching Diego get beat up anymore, man. He landed that one shot on Gilbert Melendez, that Hail Mary uppercut that almost fucking knocked Gilbert out. But other than that, he got beat on that whole fight too. He's just not really competitive anymore, man. So, yeah, I don't know. He's like the last guy from that first season that's still lingering around, right? And
him and Koscheck. Koscheck's in Bellator though.
Yeah, and you know exactly, right? And
yeah.
You know, much as I love the old Nightmare or the Dream or whatever the fuck he's going as these days, he needs to get on the old ferry over to Bellator too, man. It's time, Diego. It's time.
Oh yeah, I'm just, you know what? I hate to say this, but I'm just glad he didn't win because I don't want to hear him on the mic anymore and fucking slurring his words and shit, just trying to figure out if he's having a fucking seizure or not while he's fucking talking. And that's not even making fun of him. That's for real. When he talked in Houston after that fight against Gilbert Melendez and Joe Rogan let him talk on the microphone, I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? Get him a translator. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
He was fucked up.
I've seen a couple interviews with Diego too, where his speech is a little slurred. He probably really does need to actually kind of
stop, dude.
Yeah. Or at least go to Bellator, man. Not to shit on him, but go to Bellator where the competition's a little less fierce, man.
Oh, dude, he goes on a fucking knockout spree if he goes to Bellator.
Hey, whatever, Jack. It's better to see him get beat up by guys in the UFC that he's just not competitive with no more. And I'll give him this. He's a tough motherfucker, man. You know, he doesn't that and it's almost to his detriment. If Diego just go in there and get snuffed out in the first round like a good old veteran does, we could just take him behind the barn and everybody be cool with it. But because he takes a beating unlike anybody else, he almost seems competitive because you can't just knock the dude out. It almost works against him.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right, and then the other fight, I mean, there was a couple other good fights on the card. There was 4 knockouts or finishes in a row in the prelims, and then Efrain Escudero came on, and Eric Perez, the Fabitsky guy, that's right, the Polish guy, comes on, and from then on, the card was kind of sleepy. And I passed out right after during the tough fights. There were 2 tough finalists, tough Latin American finals fights. They were both boring as shit. And then Henry Cejudo and Justia Formiga went up. I thought it was going to be much more entertaining. It wasn't that great. Here's the thing. Demetrius Johnson was cage side, dude. He was watching this fight, laughing. He was legitimately laughing the whole time. Like, you guys really think either one of these motherfuckers could beat me? And, dude, neither one of these guys even goes – I don't think Henry Cejudo could even go 3 or 4 rounds with DJ, man. Unless DJ lets him, right?
Yeah, no, dude, listen, I agree. And I seriously I think that the flyweight division in the UFC, the men's flyweight division, well, obviously it's the men's division, is the worst in the UFC right now, is the least entertaining. I literally put it on the bottom of the rack, and I used to blame that on Mighty Mouse, and I still do to a degree. But listen, what are you gonna do, right? The guy fights how he fights. He's a nice, respectful dude. It is what it is. He's gonna be what he's gonna be. He's still the fucking best, so you got to beat that guy. Yep. The rest of the division needs to step it up, man. Either be exciting or something. Yeah, because that fight fucking sucked too, quite frankly. And listen, one of these cats has extremely high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and the other guy has extremely high-level wrestling. Why don't you cute cocksuckers get after it a little, man? And now you're both in the highest of level of MMA. Fuck, man. Give us a fight. You guys have the talent to do it. Obviously, you do. You've been grappling your whole fucking life, both of you. Come on, man. Enough with the safe fighting and shit. Demetrius should have been laughing. I'll give Demetrius this. I don't think he's the most exciting fighter in the world, but he does go for it. He does got some finishes. He's not that fucking passive. You know what I'm saying? Not like those cats were. Nobody seemed like they wanted it that bad.
No, they didn't. And here's the thing, now they're talking about it's going to be, Henry Cejudo for the title against DJ. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Anything's possible, man, but you're right. I just don't see, other than possibly wrestle fucking DJ, which is fucking highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely because DJ's actually a good wrestler too.
Well, exactly. And he's very fast and very crafty. So, like I said, it's highly unlikely. But other than that, homeboys, listen, quite frankly, he's not ready for that fight yet. He needs at least one or two more fights before he fights. He needs to fight Goro.
Goro.
He ain't ready to fight Shang Tsung yet, Jack. He ain't ready for DJ, man. Nowhere near it.
For sure, man. And here's the thing too. It's what the fuck? Hold up a second. Get out of here. Our friends at Fox Sports Live or FS1 will have a scoop on a big fight for 2016 in the 8 p.m. Pacific time hour. So now on Fox Sports 1. Well, I'll just wait for fucking Twitter to put it up. So I guess they're going to announce something crazy.
Enough with that bullshit. They're probably going to announce.
You want to hear the top rumor right now on that little announcement?
Johnny Bones motherfucking Jones.
No, worse.
What?
They're thinking Kane is injured again, and we're gonna see Roswell Verdum.
Oh fuck me!
Exactly. That's literally the leading fucking the leading fucking rumor right now. Oh Jesus! If that happens, I'll be so pissed off.
Holy shit! Okay, yeah. Well, let's hope the news breaks while we're on fucking air, because that will be the most hideous thing. Surely they could have rounded up somebody better than fucking Ben Rothwell.
Anybody
fight for the title. I mean, come on, where's Stipe at? What's Stipe doing? Jesus Christ!
Exactly. I'll tell you what. If the hell? Oh, if it is that first of all, if they say Cain Velasquez is hurt, I believe it 100%. If they say Roswell versus Verdum, I might throw something at the TV. Fuck that shit. I do not want to see that.
Yeah, let's hope it's not that. Let's hope it's fucking like maybe it's Vitor and Anderson. They've been teasing that for a while. I'm pretty sure that
would make sense. That would make sense.
Sure that's close to being a done deal. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's close to being a done deal, which I don't love the idea of that as far as it goes either. But
real quick, what do you think about that fight though?
Anderson Vitor 2?
Yeah.
It'll be fun, I suppose, but it's kind of irrelevant. It's irrelevant in the fact now that the first time it happened, they were both at the top on the top of the world. Stylistically, I suppose it's still kind of interesting. Vitor's still dangerous and fast, and I suppose we don't know what to expect out of Anderson at this point. So it's interesting, but I mean, it doesn't really do much for either guy. And Anderson has that mystique about him. I feel like you could use Anderson better for sure.
Yeah. Fucking. Okay, I know people are following Twitter right now, but Hadar Emelianenko's getting burned a little bit on Twitter here for not being on the show. What did you say before? I said in the start, Aaron Robbins is bowling, but Mike Jarvis is getting him saying, "Are you donut binging?" As we know, Aaron Robbins has been on his little, Doc Robbins weight loss program, and and now people are fucking with him a little bit. And then Aaron says, "I will happily glaze your donut, Mike." Now things are getting weird. All right.
There's that.
All right, let's move on, man. Let's talk about Johnny Bones Jones.
Yeah.
There's no way anybody missed it. The big interview today with Ariel Helwani. Again, look, props to Helwani. You know, fuck it. Props. You know, I'm sure all he had to do was call Uncle Dana for that. But great interview.
Hard interview to fuck up. I will say, to take your side, usually, I mean, fuck, man. He's the first guy to get to talk to Jon Jones after all this shit happened. And credit where credit was due. It was an amazing interview. He did ask a lot of good questions. And you got a lot of insight to Jon Jones, man. And quite frankly, just quickly off the top, I will say that obviously I'm a Jon Jones fan. But, you know, we have a lot of fun with the show, and I like to talk a lot of shit about Conor and Jon Jones and some of the guys that I know that y'all don't like and I'm fans of. But at the end of the day, I'm never really a massive fan of any of these dudes for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But all things considered, I did come away from that interview a bigger fan of Jon Jones, man, a more legit fan of Jon Jones. Listen, like I said before we went live, Jon didn't have to do this interview. You know, Vitor backed off of the MMA hour. Ariel's people told Vitor's old lady, they were like, yo, we're going to ask X and X question. And Vitor was like, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not coming if you ask that question. Jon Jones did it, dog. Did an hour-long, you know, he knew every question Ariel was going to ask him before that show started. So, you know, he went right into the lion's den, man. And there were a couple questions that he asked him that his answers were, you know, he had to be relatively blunt about, like being called out on being a phony and a fake and shit like that. So,
you, by the way, you just got dragged to the Twitter shit. Mike responding to Aaron Robbins about the Ugly Donut comment, and Mike says, "Sorry, I don't wear a queer leather jacket."
Tell Mike to go fuck himself, because I've never even seen an actual picture of Mr. Mike Jarvis. So tell him to fucking get his selfie tweeted out quickly, or he can pipe down.
That's still pretty funny. Sorry. Anyway, so Jon Jones. All right. Yeah. Okay. I got it composing on. It was pretty good. Yeah. So Jon Jones. Look, it seems like he was pretty fucking honest in the thing. Like, you knew he was honest as soon as he said, "Yeah, I crashed, I ran, and I came back not for money, but for the bowl of weed I left in the fucking console. I had to grab that shit and then run with it because he'd be super fucked if the cops got there and saw that."
Right. Well, you listen, man. Even in the interview, he's like, "Look, man, I got my money on stocks and bonds and shit." And I quote, "and shit." I feel like fucking, you know, the dude was actually being really honest there. What do you think? He had his fucking $2-3 million in the car, like he had to run back and grab a duffel bag full of money? Of course he didn't run back to grab no money, man. It makes way more sense that he would run back to grab the fucking pot paraphernalia, which can fuck him in a major way. And then he even said, like, yo, I got back in there and the fucking ball head flew away, so I turned around and ran the fuck away because of where it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
I totally believed you, man. And at one point in the interview, you know, everybody gives Jon Jones shit for fucking being a fake and a phony. Listen, he said, "You're right. I grew up watching people like Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan, and I thought they were like the cliche, you know, you had to be like them to be mega popular and mega fucking, you know, a major successful superstar." So he admitted to kind of thinking he had to put on that front and that show for a while. And he also fucking said, you know, he's going to stop doing that shit and he's going to start fucking just being real. So, fuck, man. I thought it was a tight interview. What more could you want from the fucking guy? You know what I'm saying?
It was honest as fuck. And here's the thing. At one point, Ariel Helwani says, a lot of people think that DC and say that DC is a paper champ. And Jon Jones goes, "Yeah, he is." You know?
Yeah.
Fucking true. So now.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Listen. This was fucking tight, actually, man. I do think that Jon Jones came off as a lot more relatable. You know, he fucking said it like, I do like to fucking drink. I like to smoke fucking weed. And he said that about the cocaine thing. He's like, look, you know, fucking, I like to smoke. I like to drink. I did some coke one time at a fucking party. Like, I don't do coke like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fucking took time out to address all that shit. And like I said from the jump, man, he didn't have to do this thing. He very well could have just said no. And did a Fox interview where they know it's going to be 15 minutes. They're going to ask him only the basics. He did a fucking hour-long interview on a fucking internet website where they can cuss and fucking pretty much get away with anything. They could have asked him anything, and they did ask him a lot of the fucking tough questions. And dude had some pretty dope responses. And I tell you what, judging from his responses, I'm excited to see him come back. Like he also said at one point, he talked to him about when DC won the belt. And I got to say, I got fucking chills that night where DC took the fucking mic from Jones. He's like, John Jones, just get your shit together. I'll be waiting for him. Like, fuck, that's perfect. What's even more perfect than that was John's response in this interview going, you know what, DC, you shouldn't have fucking said that because you know what I did? I took your advice. I got my shit together, and now I'm gonna fucking kill you. What the fuck? Because I'm not fucking blown. I'm not fucking getting drunk. You see the fucking videos of this fucking dude now, the weightlifting and shit. John Jones is a legit monster. If that kid actually still has the focus and his mental ability in the cage, if everything is intact and he still fucking just has like the increased power and shit that he looks like he's gained, he is going to be a fucking handful to deal with.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. He's doing Olympic lifting, fucking squats, deadlifts, everything, all the Olympic lifts that people are too fucking lazy to try and go do. He's doing that. If you've seen the pictures, the before and after pictures, before he had like a pot belly, he looked like a fucking like a regular dude, just happens to be 6'4".
Right.
Now he's a jacked motherfucker that's 6'4" and the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Right. It's actually quite scary to think if and you know what? That's what makes all this shit so exciting too. He even mentioned fucking going and trading with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. And as much of a fucking a pussy for a good story as I am, that kind of shit excites me too. Can you imagine fucking John Jones joins the money team? I fucking love it. I can't stand Floyd Mayweather, but John Jones, I can just imagine him with the fucking black shades on, being very arrogant and cocky, boxing with Floyd and shit, stepping up his game. I think it would make John mega popular and just be fucking, I think he could be fucking awesome if he comes back at this the right way, man.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Look, it's already intriguing, right? Just to see him come back. But now look, he's going to dominate 205 again. He's going to win his belt back. He's going to defend it a couple times probably. The move to heavyweight, he said, is inevitable. 100%. Yeah, he's going to dominate there too.
Well, listen, that's definitely debatable, but it makes sense. Him dominating at heavyweight is definitely debatable for sure. As much as I like John Jones, heavyweight's heavyweight, man. Heavyweight's one of those things where I think some of the shots that he got caught with in the Gustafsson fight, you can't play that shit at heavyweight. He can't get caught by those shots by Junior Dos Santos. Or hell, even Overeem, for as much of a glass jaw as he has, if that guy hits you that many times, he can knock you the fuck out, man.
No, for sure, 100%.
But listen, if he comes back hypothetically and thrashes Daniel Cormier and actually finishes him this time and then finishes, I don't know, Gustafsson or AJ or whoever comes out on top, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go dominate at heavyweight. Not at all.
Yeah. What about what do you think about the fact that he said that he knows, and more importantly, the UFC knew that Vitor Belfort was on steroids when he fought him? I mean, that's gonna fuck up his relationship a little bit with the UFC, I think.
Yeah, another thing that came through in this interview, man, was I don't know how him and the UFC are going to get along after this. Listen, I felt like he was very honest. He didn't necessarily talk shit, but I felt like he played everything pretty straight, man. He said flat out that I was curious. I wondered why Ariel didn't ask how did he know for a fact that the UFC knew. He didn't mention that because I was wondering. I'm like, well, how the fuck do you know that, John? For an absolute fact, like rumor and innuendo is one thing, but like John Jones alluded to in the interview, it sounded like he knew for 1,000,000% sure the UFC knew that Vitor Belfort was on steroids. Now, them thinking something or assuming something is one thing. Him failing a test in the UFC, fucking knowing and wiping it under the carpet is a completely different story, and that's kind of how John Jones was making it sound. Yeah. If that's the case, that's clearly no fucking bueno. The UFC can't be getting caught doing shit like that.
No, I know, and that's guaranteed, dude. If it comes out and someone has like solid proof that they fucking knew Vitor was on steroids and let the fight go anyway. If you remember in that fight, Vitor almost tore fucking Johnny Bones' elbow right off his fucking body.
Yep.
And that could have been like a career, maybe not career ending, but definitely a career changing injury. And you let that fucking go.
I tell you what, man. I hate to ride the fucking kid's dick so hard, but you think about John Jones, man. Vitor Belfort's roided up out of his mind. What's John do? Rips his fucking arm away from that roided up maniac. He trains for Alexander Gustafsson while fucking probably snorting blow, drinking, and fucking, barely taking the fight seriously. Because I kind of believe him. He said, like everybody was saying, like this guy's as tall as John, he's as big as John. I think that John was being honest. He thought that, he was very cocky and arrogant at that point. And I think that he thought that Gustafsson had nothing for him. Tell you what, I thought that Gustafsson had nothing for him going into the fight. I thought that if John wanted the takedown, he'd get the takedown and he'd pound Gustafsson out. I was wrong, and so was John. But I can totally see him not taking that fight seriously. And the fact that he still won it against somebody as talented as Gustafsson, who probably trained his dick off for that fight.
For sure.
I mean, man, putting everything in perspective and looking at it in hindsight, John Jones is a fucking phenom.
Look, dude, the scariest human being to ever fight, I think, at this point, other than Tyson, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And we haven't even seen him come back yet.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't even seen the big jacked version of John Jones fight. Can you imagine when that dude gets a hold of you?
I'll tell you, when he comes back, if he fucking just starts smashing motherfuckers, they're gonna start calling him the Mike Tyson of fucking MMA.
Yeah. Speaking of the Mike Tyson of MMA, another thing before we wrap up this whole John Jones interview segment. Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting when Ariel asked him who in the MMA community reached out to him. First off, it was the homie Conor McGregor, so I was proud about that. That's cool. You see, champs stick together. You know how that works. Yeah, but the interesting one of that was Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
and I guess I just thought that interesting because John Jones was one of Holly Holm's main training partners. But I suppose that's pretty dope of Ronda. Like when John Jones shit jumped off, she offered him the beach house, and I suppose she had to know that eventually she could fight Holly Holm, and obviously that didn't matter. That's pretty cool, Ronda, man, for her to fucking really be like, yo, I got a spot down on the beach. Nobody really knows about it. If you need to get away, it's yours. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, man. Yeah,
it's really cool of her. Of course, nasty thinking motherfuckers are thinking she wanted that John Jones D. That's exactly. That's what they were doing on Twitter. I put it out. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool that Ronda did that, and then someone was like, maybe she just wanted the dick. And I'm like, yo, hey, do what the fuck, man? Yeah, chill out with that shit.
Yeah,
If she did so what, first of all, who cares? But second of all, come on. That was a nice gesture.
Right. And listen, people are fucking morons. if she did want the dick, old Big Daddy John probably gave it to her, and that little story never makes it to Ariel's interview. Believe that. So the fact that he brought it up means there was no funny business going on in the background, as fucking stupid as people are.
What's crazy though is Ariel didn't really have to ask too many questions like you were saying. He was just, it's almost like John was just talking, just letting it all out himself. It was really refreshing to see. But I'm with you. The fact that he didn't probe a little more into the Vitor thing was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, man. Well, and he also brings up a good point about the Las Vegas Athletic Commission, man. The whole cocaine thing. Yeah. They shouldn't have been testing him for that, and then they shouldn't have released his results. Like, and there's nobody to really punish them for fucking up. They kind of just get to do whatever the fuck they want, man. So yeah, man. John Jones makes the sport fun. You know what I mean? He brings something back to the sport that we've been kind of missing. He's got all this shit going on. He is the pound for pound best right now. Certainly now that Ronda's lost, come on. I love these fucking people that every time I say he's undefeated, you always got that one asshole in the crowd. He's got a loss. Shut the fuck up.
It don't count.
He don't got a loss. His loss was sitting on Matt Hamill going like that on his face.
Bullshit rule.
He's undefeated, man. He is the best. So, come on.
Real quick, let's talk about this card that's coming up this weekend, man, in South Korea. Well, first of all, this breaking news shit about talking about a big announcement, fight announcement, apparently it's not that fucking important because they're going to leave it to the very end of this fucking Fox Sports Live garbage fucking show. Dude, no, because they're fucking assholes. If it was breaking news, that shit would have been the first fucking thing out there, right? No, it's gonna be like Vitor Anderson. No one gives a shit. And Jeremy Botter on Twitter makes a good fucking point. All right, Jeremy Botter, I think, is a writer for somebody. I don't know who some shit fucking website. But he tweeted out, and I saw it because I searched on the breaking news shit, and it says if this was really a big story, it'd be a big breaking news story. It'd be on ESPN. That's kind of true. You know what I mean? If you think about it.
I would almost bet you it's fucking Vitor Anderson. I could be wrong. Listen, a big news story is not okay. I guess it is a big news story that Kane gets hurt and they have to replace him, but Ben Rothwell. But you know, fuck, they need to sneak that shit out there on the low. they don't want to post that shit on primetime. That's not good news, Jack. That's bad news. Fucking don't get everybody's attention to give us that fucking letdown. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, whatever, man. And now other writers are on Twitter going, "Oh, make sure you're watching Fox Sports Live. Some news coming soon." Shut the fuck up.
Well, no, we'll just wait for you to watch it, shitbird.
Yeah,
and then you'll report it to us.
Fuckface. Right after this show, I'm going back to playing fucking NBA 2K like I was, bitch. Fuck you and your fucking Fox Sports Live. You know what pissed me the fuck? Nah, I'm gonna get in a tangent.
Yeah, tangent. What card is this weekend? What card is this weekend?
Benson Henderson is Jorge Masvidal.
Ah, Lord. Well, that's the card in Korea, right?
Yeah, by the way, check out the times this shit goes live. 5 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Pacific on the prelims. Fight Pass. And then Fight Pass main card, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific.
What is that? This Saturday?
Yeah, you got to be up early for this shit.
You know what? I don't know about fucking 5 in the morning. That's stretching it. But I do got to say, I enjoy these early morning cards. I don't know what it is about it. I dig waking up and watching live MMA early. Especially the fun. I just wish there was some back in the day when I think it was Dream, maybe they had like the Super Hulk tournament and shit like that, and you'd have to stay up to watch them, and they had these freak show fights and a couple legit fights and Fedor fight, and it was dope, man. But now it's like the UFC fucking be skimping on these cards, man. So it's tight to wake up that early and watch some fights, but a lot of times the undercard, the prelims and shit are just watered down with shitbirds, man. I wish there was something kind of exciting to wake up for, because I know a couple fights on the main card are good, but like the prelims are kind of shoddy, no?
Yeah. Well, you know, kind of how it goes there, but okay, real quick, there's really only 3 fights kind of worth watching there. Benson Henderson against Jorge Masvidal, Dong Hyun Kim against Dominic Waters, and Sexy Yama's back. Yoshihiro against Akiyama. Yoshihiro Akiyama against Alberto Mina. Let's talk about the main event, dude. I don't think Jorge can beat Benson. What do you think? I mean, he can. Of course, anybody can, but I just think he does. After seeing Benson against Brandon Thatch, dude, I don't think he can do it.
It's an interesting fight. I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to go with Masvidal. I think he could potentially win, but I don't really. It's hard to say where. Obviously, Benson Henderson has been in there with the best in the world. Maybe at 170, he's a bit undersized. The Brandon Thatch fight did go about 4 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, right? And Benson had to kind of wear him down and then submitting in the later rounds.
Rear naked choke. Wait, by the way, it was a funny sight to see. It was a giant man with a midget on his back choking him with shit.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So, you could maybe argue the point that possibly Benson's a bit small for the division, and then maybe Masvidal, because Masvidal moved up too, right? He was an old lightweight. He moved up to 72. So, maybe Masvidal's a little bit bigger of a man in general, and he'll be acclimated to 170 a little better. That could possibly play into it. But short of that, I mean, come on, man. Benson Henderson, ex-champion.
He just knows how to fucking win, dude.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, it's hard to pick against the guy. So, if you got to pick a winner, you got to be rocking with Benson. But it'll be interesting to see what Masvidal's ceiling is at 170. And I suppose we'll see right here. If he can fucking beat Benson, then maybe 170 is where he should have been.
Yeah. Okay, so on Twitter, Nick Baldwin, who's this young kid. By the way, this kid Nick Baldwin's like 15 years old, 16 years old. He writes for Bloody Elbow. He's actually a pretty talented writer, so you guys want to read some shit. It's at Nick UFC on Twitter. But he tweeted me. It's Rothwell's next fight, and I go, fuck out of here. Who's he fighting? And he goes, that's what we're gonna find out. My guess is Verdum, and then don't overreacting in parentheses. But look, man, if it's Rothwell against Verdum, that's the announcement. I'm so
how does Nick know that the announcement is Rothwell's next fight? And let me tell you something. Fucking Nick. If it's fucking Rothwell's next fight, then it most certainly better be a title shot. Because if not, I don't give a fuck what Rothwell's next fight.
No. You still got Overeem JDS. One of them maybe got hurt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess there's that.
That's what I hope it is.
Sense.
That's what I hope it is. I really do. Yeah, if Ben Rothwell gets a fucking title fight and he wins the title, there's a fucking laugh he does, I'm gonna lose my mind.
You know what? If he gets the title fucking fight, I hope he does win it.
Really?
I mean, Jesus Christ. If he actually gets it, why not, right? Might as well fucking root for Darth Vader if they give the fucking poor fat hairy prick the fight. Let him win it.
If Verdum loses to Ben Rothwell, I'm gonna laugh my fucking ass off.
And listen, short of Ben Rothwell landing some big looping punch because he is a big bear, Verdum will fucking murder Ben Rothwell. Verdum's actually a pretty super talented guy, so old Ben don't want that fight neither.
Fuck no, he wants to fight. He wants to get paid, but not fucking. He don't want to get his ass.
He don't really want it with Verdum at this point, though.
No way, man. Anyway, all right. Well, I got nothing else, and they're not making this announcement. Now they're going through the #1 nominees. So it must be not that big. It's not a fucking big deal. There's no way. So,
who else is on the Korean card before we wrap this show up? The main event. So what? So who you going with? Are we both going with Benson Henderson then?
We'll go Benson, man. I'm going Benson.
Go against him. Yep.
It's hard to pick against a guy that has championship experience. It's just fucking difficult.
Yep. Co-main,
Dong Hyun Kim, the stun gun against Dominic Waters. And I got Kim in this one.
Well, yeah, listen, not to fucking shit on Dominic, but who the fuck is Dominic Waters? Maybe he'll shut us up and he'll start the stun gun, and then we'll know after this fight. But going into it, it's hard to get excited for it because fuck that. So,
no, for sure, man.
And then Sexyama's fighting what? Alberto Mina. Why does Alberto Mina's name sound familiar? Who is this fucking guy?
Soldier of God. He's 11-0 out of Brazil.
Okay.
I think he might have one fight in the UFC so far.
His name sounds relatively familiar.
I can't think of fucking when I heard it.
I want to say,
you know what? Time out. This is not a fucking real announcement. They just put high school fucking highlights ahead of the announcement. Fuck you, FS1. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, one fight in the UFC against Shinsho Anzai. Who exactly? So it's just to make it's just giving Sexyama an easy fight.
There you go. All right, yeah. Well, fuck. Is Dong Hyun Kim on this card? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Hung Yu Lim.
I think he was replaced by. I think Kim replaced him, didn't he? I think.
Oh, okay. Well, that fucking
I think he replaced him. I can't find him anywhere else. By the way, there's a second Dong Hyun Kim, and he's the very first fight in the prelims. He's fighting Dominic Steele. So there's 2 Dong Hyun Kims in the world.
Well, that's fucking awesome. That's all we need.
Yeah, right. Just to get mixed up left and right.
Another dong.
John Jones exclusive interview coming up on FS1.
Awesome.
This is you know what? Turn to FS1. And now you got me interested in FS1, you sons of fucking bitches. Exclusive interview. He might reveal some bullshit. So if it's Ben Rothwell against John Jones, I'm gonna fall over laughing. First of all, I would love that fight. I want to see that shit.
Stop it. It's not gonna be that. They don't dislike Ben Rothwell that much, man.
Yeah, it's still fucking funny to me, man. That's fucking funny. All right. Well, I guess that's kind of it. I got nothing else. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. I think that sums it up, right? That's the only card this weekend. Is Bellator? Anybody jumping off? Did you watch the Canelo fight for all of our boxing heads out there?
Yup. It was interesting. It was interesting.
Canelo won, right?
Canelo won, but the fight didn't really get good until about the 8th round. Neither one of these guys went off until the 8th round, but Cotto had Canelo's he had Canelo a little bit, fucking rocked, near the middle of the fight. And then at the end, this Canelo was landing too many shots. But Mayweather saying that that he doesn't know what the judges were watching. It was really weird. Mayweather came out, started talking all kinds of shit. But Canelo won the fight. Now they're talking about him against Golovkin. Triple G.
Yeah. Who?
And I tell you what, Triple G will fuck him up.
Canelo
will lose that fight with Triple G.
Yeah. Triple. I'm not a big boxing head, but I know Triple G's a bad motherfucker. So
I tell you what, if they make that fight, do a little research, watch a couple fights of both of these guys, because there's.
I'd like to see Floyd. I'd like to see Floyd fight Triple G. I know he'd get fucked up, and Triple G's way too big, but just because Floyd's fucking so great, you know, it'd be cool to see Floyd take a fight like that as his swan song. I think a fight that he should lose. You know what I'm saying? No,
he should lose. Yeah, but all right. Well, that's
before we wrap it up, I just want to say that one more last note. John Jones, fucking excited to see you back. You're the man. And I also fucking on that interview, he's talking about maybe fucking with Floyd Mayweather and joining the money team.
Yeah.
John Jones, Floyd Mayweather, the money team, fucking ultimate dynamic duo. I love it.
The most hated and the most loved. It'll be one or the other. There's no one in the middle of that one.
Exactly.
When it comes to Mayweather, you either fucking hate the motherfucker or you love the motherfucker. No one's in the middle. Nobody in the planet's in the middle. So that's exactly what's going to happen with John Jones.
Nobody better for John Jones to learn to kind of promote a fight from, though. And that's all bullshit aside. Yeah. For him going to fucking with Floyd Mayweather, if he could take a couple of tips from that dude, John Jones can make this sport really fucking interesting, man.
Oh, shit. Heavyweight matchup announced. Son of a fucking bitch.
What?
So there's a John Jones exclusive interview on Fox Sports 1, and then they're going to announce a heavyweight matchup. So it's not, and it doesn't say heavyweight title fight. It says heavyweight matchup. So it's going to be Rothwell. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's
not a FS1. All right, well, I'm going to keep watching this shit. I'll tweet it out. If you guys don't want to give FS1 your views, I don't blame you. I'll take the bullet for everybody, and I'll watch this garbage shit show they call Fox Sports Live. The fucking ESPN Sports Center wannabe fucking shit show. I'm getting mad because it's horse shit. I hate getting clickbaited. This is like getting clickbaited, isn't it? You get clickbaited by saying, tune in, huge announcement. We're going to bury it behind college basketball and football no one cares about. And we might even talk some baseball. Why not? Why? Because it's not even the season, bitch. God damn, I'm so mad about that. Why are we watching? Hold on, timeout. We're watching Oklahoma basketball. Oklahoma. They're 7th ranked. It doesn't mean shit to start of the season, fuck faces. Now I'm fucking mad. This is bullshit.
Settle down. All right.
Whatever. All right. Well, I got to go before I lose my shit.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's it.
Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Mike, Andy. Oh, shit. I'm getting another tweet here about the fucking thing. Hold up. It's probably Rothwell or someone. So it is big dudes. Okay, Rothwell announcement is coming up next on FS1. All right, if you want to watch FS1, supposedly it's next. They might bury it behind, I don't know, puppies playing football or some bullshit, or ping pong or some dumbass shit they put on Fox Sports 1. I really dislike Fox Sports 1, I'll be honest. All right, I'm going to go. I fucking can't take this anymore. Thanks for watching, fellas. Appreciate it. You can follow Fred over at Kirby_MMA. You can search Doc Robbins something or other. I think Doc Robbins MMA, right?
Something like that.
Search it, find it. Yeah, the underscore's in there somewhere. Let's see. Nope, nothing. And yeah, that's gonna do it for us, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Doc Robbins was out. He's bullying old people. Hopefully, he comes back next week. I'm sure he will. He's got a lot to. He's gonna have a lot pent up. If we don't see you guys, I'll talk to you guys from now to Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. We do have we have a show tomorrow. Maybe I'll keep you guys posted. Depends on everyone's plans for Thanksgiving and shit. But because everyone's gonna go out of town and everything. But if we don't talk to you guys until after Thursday, happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate everybody watching. Enjoy your families, enjoy your food, and have a wonderful holiday weekend. All right. So Kirby, thanks for coming on, dude.
Good night.
We'll catch you guys next week. See ya.